My name is Anastasia Zakharova. I was struggling to keep up with the material and I felt really overwhelmed, especially with the upcoming tests. And there was not a lot of sources on the internet or in general that I found to be strategic and actually would be able to help me from beginning till end. That was a problem for me because I didn't know exactly what to focus on. So I didn't just want to be doing things from beginning till end. I wanted to focus on specific topics that I felt confused about or I felt I needed help with. So because of that, I wanted a tailored or like a program that, would actually not just surface levelly cover it, just for covering it, but actually, go in depth and explain it and answer any questions that I might have on specific topics that I need. I was always a straight A level math student, so this is exactly why it was a little bit weird for me because I scored really high on all my tests, always knew how to prepare, always studied for tests in general, any test really well. But just the SAT I was scoring lower than I expected myself to based on previous results and experience. So I didn't comprehend that SAT, worked in a specific way, had specific questions that were regarded as an SAT style question. I didn't really know that existed, and if I did, I didn't know what they were. So I was struggling not only to understand how to answer those questions, but what style of questions were even on the test. I expected it to be honestly just like a regular classroom, like during COVID when kids, had online hybrid classes. That's kind of how I expected it to be, just a regular class, but just with a teacher who's, next to the computer and explaining things over the computer. And I mean, I had an amazing experience because not only were there a lot of kids, that, it made me feel like I wasn't, you know, the only weird one who was not getting the results they wanted on the SAT. I like that they separated everyone into groups, into specific groups based on, I'm not exactly sure what based on, but they like separated me or they put me in such a correct group because everything made sense. We covered the topics that I needed to go over personally. Like I was struggling with this. The pace was good. I liked the way I also had one teacher all the time. Well, almost all the time because I kind of felt connected to my teacher or to my whoever was teaching that class all the time for me. And I felt like it was a little bond and also a bond in the classroom. So, I mean, I felt great. I felt comfortable. I enjoyed a lot and the time flew by really fast too. So, that was nice. I feel like they should know that you're covered. If a student is coming and they're like, "Oh my God, what do I expect?" or I need someone to help me answer this question who has actually been through this. I feel like they should know that no matter what, you're going to be taken care of. You're going to be covered. People are going to ask you and like demand an answer from you until like they get it in a good way. Like they're going to keep you in check. They're not going to make you, I mean, they're not going to let you fall behind in the group. And even if anything happens, even if like something unexpected comes up. I mean, we're all humans, I get it. And the piece of pie will like cover you. Like they're like your airbag. Like I don't know, you guys like covered it. Like I was always on time with my assignments, and even when I wasn't, you guys would always be like, "Hey, Anastasia, girl, come on, like keep it up." So it was amazing with how you guys were able to like support and like micromanage everything. So I mean, the only thing I would 100% say from the top of my head is piece of pie will cover you completely, the full ride from beginning to end. Everything will be on point and like you don't have to worry about certain things as a student, which was nice. My beginning score before I started with piece of pie was 530, I think, which was like horrible for me. I was like, oh my God. And then I recently tested after only, I believe, a month and a half, or like I wasn't able to get like I think all the classes, but I got a 670. I was super happy. And then also, not only my math grew, but my reading did too. And I didn't even study for it. But because you guys, made us do the practice tests and made us do both of them, and my reading grew too, which is like kill two birds with one stone. Yay. Like, I mean, it made me eligible to apply to certain scholarships, like the My Bright Future. I really wanted that because I'm not from the States, so I'm not sure how everything works here exactly, so I wanted to get in all the scholarships, all the possible contributions for my colleges that I possibly could. So My Bright Future, I'm eligible now for 2025 year. Um, my scholarships in general for schools, and that way I don't really have to go test optional because I bumped up my score 140 points in math and then also some in reading. I had like a really good, in my opinion, score. So I can now actually apply to scholarships without needing to go test optional. Like I'm actually proud of the result that I got, and it's actually a good score. So now I can attach it and be like, hey, like I did this, So scholarships, bright futures, schools in general, and just, proving to myself that I could like also do it, that I spent the time, I put in the work, the effort, and I did it. So that was great. Yeah. If you think you did an hour and that's enough, no, it's not. Just bump it another 30 minutes. Like just practice as much as you can. But then probably my number one advice, like genuinely, it's not even about like the journey of studying for it. The day before you have your SAT, just don't think about it. Sleep well. Do whatever you need to do to like forget about the fact that you're even taking the SAT. Like what you did, if you actually did put the effort in and you did the work and you stayed true to yourself, like you weren't like, you know, not doing the work or just slacking off, then you shouldn't be worried. Like you shouldn't be worried. So give that one day, those 24 hours before your test to just relax and like feel relaxed because you did everything you had to do. And if you actually did it, then you're going to be just fine. Because if I can do it, then people can do it probably too. So, because I mean, I'm a realist. I knew I wasn't going to get like some kind of like perfect score or anything. No, but I was like, I knew I did the work. I know I'm on my practice tests. I kept seeing like growth. And I was like, I really put in the work. Hard work pays off. I put in the time, the effort. Like, why should I not get a score improvement? You know what I mean? Like, so
Hmm.
yeah.